So far, you know about two types of variables. You know about string variables, which are used to store words or letters, stuff like that. And you learned about integer variables, which are used to store numbers. Although not every number, only positive and negative numbers without a decimal. We talked about integers not being able to store numbers that have decimals. You will get this red line. And you probably expected that we would correct this issue, and that's what we're going to do today. So a third type of variable you can use. This variable is called a double. Now, you use a double when you are expecting to store a number that could possibly have a decimal. So that's really the only difference that you need to know between integers and doubles at this point. If you're expecting a decimal in whatever number you're trying to store, you're going to use a double. And the most popular and most common type of double or number that uses a double is anything money related, right? It's because you can have decimals of money. For example, the cost of something could be $15.99, for example, right? So as you can see, we don't get any red line, we don't get any errors because doubles are equipped to handle numbers with decimals. Integers are not. That's where we get the red line. So in your future programs, you just have to be aware, am I working with a number that could have a decimal? And if that's the case, you're using a double, right? Decimal, double. They both start with a D. It's an easy way to remember. And I'll just show you one quick thing. It's mostly a review. If you were expecting to get the cost from the user, so for example, if we were just declaring this variable and we didn't know what the cost was going to be, and the user was going to give me the cost through a text box, we would know, we've done this before, that, well, the cost, the number I'm going to be stored, well, it's going to be inside the text box there, right? They're going to type in this text box. And what part of the text box? Well, I'm always pretty much interested in the text of the text box. But we learned that, hey, text is recognized as string. It's recognized as words and letters. And cost is a double. So we've done this before with integers. We just have to make sure we parse this to a double and wrap our text in these open parentheses like that. So you've seen this line of code before, except you've seen it with integers. So it works the exact same way. You just have to remember, okay, what are we converting to? Well, cost is a double, so I have to use double. If I was using age down here, I would use integer. So that's pretty much all you need to know about doubles. You use them when you have to store decimals or you're working with numbers that are decimals. And you should already know how to do this. We've just changed one word in this line of code.